So Case preparing to kick off here at the start of the third quarter. Well, I've been very impressed by the sophomore quarterback, Ryan Radke. He's brought a lot of tools to the table, and they were looking for him to be a handful, and he certainly has been.
I think he's still got a little rounding out, but you're right. I think the raw tools are there, and if he can start to kind of fine-tune his game a little bit, he could be pretty effective.
We are underway in the third quarter, and the kickoff caught at the 6-yard line, brought back up by Chris Jones. Down the sideline he goes. I believe he stepped out before he got to midfield, but he had a head of steam coming up the near sideline. And a fine return all the way out to the 49-yard line. That's going to be a 43-yard return for Chris Jones. And, man, he was carrying the mail.
You know, he found an opening up that near sideline, and when you're blessed with the kind of speed he's got, all you got to do is see the hole and then just attack it. And obviously he's been, well, I would say probably the biggest factor in this game, especially for Thiel College.
Good field position for the Tomcats as we are ready to get underway here in the third quarter. Ron Howard in motion. Radke rolling to the right. He guns it downfield looking for Howard, and the pass broken up at the last second by Jordan Esteban, the junior safety. Stuck his hand in there and deflected that pass away.
We haven't seen Radke afraid to go either way, but I don't think he's completed many passes today, if any, throwing across his body on the run. He's got the arm strength. That's not the problem. He just hasn't been as accurate. He kind of underthrew that one. He's lucky it wasn't picked.
He is a left-handed quarterback, so rolling to the right is a little bit of an awkward angle, and that's what he did on that last play. 2nd and 10. They'll hand it up the middle to Fink, and he spins into Case territory, but a rather short gain.
You know, we were very Case-focused in our points there at the halftime. If you're Thiel College, just keep on running the football. I mean, they've dominated the line of scrimmage when they've been able to give it to Taylor Fink. You know, Radke a couple of different times has made things happen with his feet, but Fink is a tough guy to bring down. It's taken 2 or 3 Spartans almost every time to get him. I think they need to establish a run game here in the second half.
High in the backfield right now, 3rd down and 7 from the 48-yard line. Radke back to throw, fires it downfield and way over the head of Tim Walker, his intended target. It's incomplete. 4th down, the drive stalls. And after the fine return by Jones on the opening kickoff of the third quarter, the Tomcats will have to punt this one away. Dan Cronin will drop back to his own 20-yard line to receive the kick from Cody McClelland. Fourth and 7. Here's the snap. The kick is on the way, and what a majestic kick all the way back. It's going to bounce into the end zone. But that one was a prototype punt. You talk about hang time. That was his best kick of the day. And it's going to be a 48-yard kick with a net of 28.
You know, that's probably the 3rd time, too, that the Spartans have been a whisker away from blocking a punt. And, boy, how big would that be in a situation here at this point in the ballgame with it being so close, so back and forth. And if Case could just get a paw on one, that might change things.
Well, Case comes out offensively. Billy Beecher takes the snap. And he will keep it after faking a handoff to Bianco, but nowhere to run for Billy Beecher as he went along the 20-yard line, could not turn it upfield.
Riley Shane was there to wrap him up around the ankles. Shane with a nice play from his defensive tackle spot.
Well, you mentioned the Thiel offensive line controlling the line of scrimmage, a very senior-laden group. The defensive line has been impressive as well. And a little crossing route intended for Zach Medved, the tight end. A little off the mark, and he paid the price as he was stuck after that pass went through incomplete. 3rd down and 11 coming up for Case. So a stuffed run and then an incomplete pass. 3 receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Beecher calls out the signals. 3rd and 11 from the Case 19-yard line. Bianco shifts to the left hip of Beecher. Play clock at 4. They get the snap back to Beecher. He's looking downfield, lets it go into double coverage, and it's incomplete. He was looking for George Deraney, the tight end, and it was almost picked off by Thorpe. And Case will have to punt it away. A 3 and out for the Spartans. 7-3 Thiel with 13:21 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, offense continues to be at a premium for both teams. There's not much more to say other than that. There's been a struggle, to say the least, at converting on 3rd downs from both teams.
Well, Thiel will get good field position here. Cannon to punt it away. And there it goes. And that one, I don't know if that was touched or not. It does not travel well downfield. It does take a slight Case bounce and roll out to the 44-yard line.
Well, the way it kind of wobbled in the air, it certainly gave you that impression, but a number of the guys that were making their way off the field on the far side didn't have the excitable body language you might expect if someone were to got a paw on it. So I think maybe just a little bit mishit on the punt. But again, to your point, this is fabulous field position to start this drive for the Tomcats. I think they'd be kicking themselves if they can't get something out of it.
A 25-yard punt, no return. And it's 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line for the Tomcats as they start out in Spartans territory, leading at 7-3. Fink up the middle and stays right along that left hash mark and dives ahead of the 40-yard line and gets down close to the 39. And so a pickup of 5. 2nd down and 5 coming up for the Tomcats. They are 1 and 2 coming off a game in which they allowed 66 points a week ago, 45 of those in the second half. Right now they lead at 7-3 over Case Western Reserve. Man in motion was Rich Smallwood. He sets up on the left side of the line. They hand it to Fink up the middle, and he is grabbed and driven down to the turf by the Spartans. First one there was Jordan Esteban. So Fink gets about 3 more. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Well, a big 3rd down play, as big as a play can get early in the third quarter. This one is it. 3rd and 2 from the Spartans' 36-yard line. Just under 12 to play here in the third. 7-3 Tomcats. Radke back to throw. Looks to the right. Finds his man. And it is caught over there by Ron Howard, the junior, who hauls in another ball. And it's good for a 1st down. They get inside the Case 30 as he was tackled at the 28-yard line.
Well, that's a much better play by Ryan Radke. He waited. I mean, that was the difference. Ryan Radke finally stood in the pocket and waited for the play to develop in front of him. It was 3rd and short, and that's the kind of thing where he could think, I only need 2 yards. Where can I run? No, he waited, found the open guy, and picked it up through the air. Nicely done.
And Case had to respect that run option as well. 1st and 10. Radke to throw it. Again, looking for Howard on the left this time, but it's incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Case 28-yard line. Ron Howard has caught 4 passes today.
How about this? That 3rd down conversion makes Thiel now just 2 of 10 on 3rd downs. Case is 1 of 9, and the 1 was their first 3rd down of the game. They had not converted on 3rd down since.
That Case also had a 4th down conversion on that early drive, but they've had precious little success offensively since. Radke will hand it to Fink and trying to run straight up the middle. Now he bounces to the outside, breaks a couple of tacklers, but Case comes in waves and wipes him out. We'll see exactly where they mark him down. It'll be 3rd down and long for Thiel.
Well, we've mentioned it a couple times. That young man does not go down easy. You cannot just bump him or try to arm tackle him. Not very big, just 5'9" and a $190, but he runs with a full head of steam. He's got a wide, broad shoulders, and he likes to hit you. So you got to find a way to knock him down.
Well, he's a junior. 5'9", 190 out of Katanning, PA. if memory serves, the hometown of the great Corey Checken. Back to throw. Radke deep downfield, taking a shot for the end zone. It is incomplete in the back of the end zone. Case back there with Mike O'Donnell on the defensive coverage. Mike McLaughlin was the intended target and broken up by O'Donnell at the last second as the Tomcats took a shot at the end zone. Well, good one-on-one coverage, and the Spartans turn away the home run ball. 4th and 9 from the 27-yard line now. They're going to go for it. They keep the offense on the field. Howard, the lone receiver on the left. They'll swing it to the middle of the field. And the pass is caught out there by Alex Orvatus. And he is tackled short of the first down marker. So a completed pass by Radke on 4th down, but Case takes over on downs. And they will take over at, it appears, Brendan, the 22.5-yard line.
Kurt Reiser's he's forgotten more football than I'm ever going to know. But I really think that was an interesting play call on 4th and 9 to kind of run a little pick screen back to the middle of the field. I would have just thought if you're going to go for it, take a deeper shot. Go for the sideline or throw it a little deeper over the middle.
Back to throw Beecher. Gets it out to Albers, catches it in space up the right sideline, running room across midfield, and knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Defensive coverage by Trevor Martin, but the little catch and run yields big yardage for the Spartans as Albers gets into Thiel territory. Case hurrying to the line of scrimmage after the big gainer. They're at the 44 of the Tomcats, bouncing out to the outside. Case puts it in the hands of Manny Secray, and the senior rumbles ahead of the 40 and gets down to the 36-yard line. That's a pickup of 8. And the Spartans in the hurry-up right now. No huddle offense. 2nd down and 2. Secray again. Gets past the 35, down close to the first down marker. And where they marked the football initially, probably would have had it, but I think the linesman is going to say he's a little short. Well, Case with the big hit to Albers. 3rd down and 1. Let's see if Beecher runs it. Split backfield. Secray is back there with Hockman, I believe. Secray is the man in motion. They will send it up the middle to Hockman. Running room right up the middle of the field. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Spartans. 35-yard touchdown run for Hockman, who exploded right up the middle. And the Spartans jump on top 9-7 with 8:59 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Great push by the senior Sam Reiser. And senior right tackle Joe Brucker opened up a nice hole on the right side of the line of scrimmage. Hockman saw that opening and just bull rushed his way right through.
Nick Bavaro on for the PAT. Tasker with the hold. The kick is up, and it is no good. He pushed it wide to the left. And the Spartans will settle for 6. They have a 2-point lead after the 35-yard run by Adam Hockman. Hockman scoring the touchdown, his 3rd in the last 2 games. Thiel football when we come back after this 30-second timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Experience style and sophistication at the revitalized Cleveland Marriott downtown at Key Center. An ideal location for meetings and gatherings of any size, Cleveland Marriott offers stunning views of Lake Erie and the breathtaking city skyline. Newly renovated, this 25-story Cleveland hotel boasts 400 guest rooms with sleek furnishings, an indoor pool, and fitness center. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N.
Case with the lead now. It is 9-7. We have 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. David Wilson and Brendan Gulick back here at DeSanto Field. Spartans scoring here in the 3rd quarter. Their first touchdown of the day. Here's a short kick, and it'll be fielded by the Tomcats. The up back getting under it on that short kick as the Spartans are trying to catch them napping and maybe grab a short kick and get the possession back, but Brendan Dice makes the catch and secures the football, and Thiel will take over at the 29-yard line. Well, the big catch and run by Albers, Brendan, really set up that eventual scoring run by Hockman as the Tomcats get started here. Radke will hand it up the middle, and that's Dice, I believe, back in the game. Bounces out to the numbers on the right. He is cut down after a gain of about 4.
Well, the 6'1", 300-pound freshman Gary Heiner at left tackle, very visibly limping around, both coming off the sideline and there on that first play. His defender kind of blew right by him. That's an area of concern now for Thiel, because with the way he's moving, it does not really look like they're going to try to run left. And if they do, the Spartans should have success.
Well, 9-7. Case leading it by 2. 8:22 to go. We're in the third quarter here at DeSanto Field. Eye in the backfield for Radke. He'll hand it up the middle. And again, Case right there defensively. Let's see who got in there first. Looks like first contact came from Rocky Trigiano, the sophomore nose tackle out of Lake Zurich, Illinois. And a 3rd down and 6 now for the Tomcats as they try to answer after Case took the lead on the 35-yard touchdown run by Hockman. That long pass to Albers went for 34 yards. So a couple of big gainers for Case on that last possession. Radke under center. Drops back to throw. Gets a block. Rolls out to the left. Lets it fly as he is hit. This one downfield, and it is just off the fingertips of Mike McLaughlin. So Case with pressure. Radke still got the ball downfield and in a catchable position, but just overthrown. And it's a 4th down coming up for the Tomcats.
Well, K.J. Peterson and Dayton Snyder are easily having more impact on the game on the defensive side of the ball than anyone else for Case. Snyder coming all the way from the line of scrimmage, staying with that play, and with a mobile Radke, just runs him right into the ground. Even though Radke made a good throw, he certainly made it difficult on him.
Cronin will catch it at the 32. Run straight up the field between the hash marks and the numbers. Now back to the center logo right at the 50-yard line. He is tripped up and brought down after a nice return. Joe Saratori, the freshman strong safety, in there on kick coverage to bring down Cronin. And it turns out to get all the way back to the 49-yard line. That's a 19-yard return for Cronin. The Spartans start out in Tomcat territory with a 9-7 lead. 7:16 to go here in the third quarter at DeSanto Field. Absolutely gorgeous afternoon here in Cleveland. Great to have you with us for our coverage of Spartans football. Ethan Albers with the big catch on the last drive. We'll see if he factors in again. He's a slot receiver position on the left, but a timeout's going to be taken by Case. Greg Debelak marches right out there talking with Billy Beecher. And they did not quite have the either personnel package in they wanted or the positioning, Brendan, and Greg Debelak elects to take a timeout. We'll keep it here. 9-7 Case. And I just keep going back to that big play to Albers. That seemed to really open things up for the Spartans, and you hit on it earlier today when they kicked the field goal. Just something positive to build on.
That definitely seemed to kind of ignite this offense. And then when you got the long touchdown run, it was almost like this gigantic collective sigh of relief. You know, it hasn't been an offensive day for either team by anyone's stretch of their imagination. But to get a couple big chunks of those of plays like that on the same drive and convert it for your first score, that's just it takes a whole big weight off your shoulders.
Beecher to throw it. Hits Lynch with the pass. Out on the right side in the flat. And he angles back just inside the numbers. And is knocked down, but a nice gain there And it will be a 2nd and 3 coming up as they get the football from the 49 all the way down close to the 42-yard line. Here's a snap back to Beecher quickly. They run it up the middle. That's Bianco. Nope, Beecher kept the football, and he gets across the 40. He needed to get just to almost to the 39-yard line. It looks like it's a first down. They're going to move the chains. No need to look at it. Beecher runs for 3, and Case has a first down. They're already back at the line of scrimmage. Case really running the hurry up here in the second half. Beecher again will try and run it, breaks a tackle, dives ahead for 1 yard. He was met there by Marte Hainsworth.
I think Thiel's got to get back to trying to pressure the quarterback, because that's when they really had success stopping this Case offense. Now Case is starting to click a little bit, and you're noticing Thiel's kind of on their heels. They're not bringing more than 3 or 4 guys per play.
I think we're going to have too many men on the field against Case. Greg Debelak is not happy with the flag. Illegal substitution against Case. Our referee, Kenneth Johnson, making the call. And Greg looked a little upset, and Johnson said a couple things, and Greg said, okay, I got you. And then headed back to the sideline. Case had some confusion there on the substitutions. And so they back it up 5 yards, 2nd down and 15. Football marked at the 43-yard line of the Tomcats. Case leading at 9-7. Shovel pass goes to Secre, dives ahead, gets tripped up. Nice defensive coverage by Jack Sindlinger of the Tomcats. And Secre gets the penalty yardage back, a 5-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down, make it 3rd down. 3rd down and 10. We have not seen Sean Lapsevic play today, nor have we seen Everett DeShong on the field. Both available, but Greg Debelak very hesitant to play those guys in this game today with recent injuries. 9-7 Case, 5:25 to go, 3rd quarter. Back to throw, Beecher gets it to Lynch, a little screen pass, and that has worked a couple of times today. Lynch makes the catch, gets inside the 35, but well short of the first down. And it's 4th down. They're looking at about 6 here. And Case will keep the offense on the field and go for it. 9-7, they lead it. 10 minutes gone by, 3rd quarter. Case moving left to right on this Sunsplash day here at DeSanto Field. Beecher to throw it out to the sideline. Pass is caught on a sliding grab by Lynch, just in bounds. He gets down to the 29-yard line, and Brendan, it's going to be very close.
Well, I think they've signaled they're going to move the chains.
Yes.
Looks like Case is converted on 4th down for the 2nd time today. And now whistles blowing from the far side of the field after the head referee had already signaled 1st down. And Greg Debelak, as you might expect, and rightfully so, a little upset because he's trying to run a tempo here.
Well, Kurt Reiser, I think, is saying it was marked short on his side of the field and doesn't understand why they can't even measure it. And they're still arguing. They're still yelling out at Kenneth Johnson and his crew. Kenneth is signaling again 1st down. And now he says a 1st down with a little more emphasis. And I think he signaled 1st down about 8 times, Brendan.
At least. Goodness gracious.
1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. What a catch by Lynch.
Oh, it was huge.
Back to Beecher on the shotgun, and it was close to a disaster on the handoff. Boy, coming in to blow up that play for Thiel was Brian Davis, the senior defensive end.
Well, it's been a much cleaner second half after 6 combined turnovers in the first half. None so far in here, half number 2, but you're right. That was close to being a fumble in the backfield.
Well, he met Bianco right at the exact time that Beecher was handing that football off. Luckily, Anthony hung on to the football. What a lick applied by Davis. They'll try it again. Bianco gets the handoff, breaks over the left guard, and gets some running room up the middle, right along the hash mark on the right, and stays in the middle of the field, gets down to the 21-yard line. That's a run of 10. So if not for the loss in the previous play, that would have gone for a 1st down. They're looking at 3rd and 2 now. They need to get to the 19 for a first down. They're on the 21 right now, leading at 9-7, third quarter, 3:41 to go. Thiel and Case meeting for the first time since 1983. Beecher will keep it, and he is hit from behind, and looks like he has the first down.
Yeah, Wes Schmidt kind of helped him out there. He hit him hard and kind of hit him high with already a defender low, but he kind of knocked him forward, and it looks like they're actually going to spot him about the length of the football short of the marker.
Well, it looked like he got across the 19, but they say now 4th and 1. It's more like 4th and 6 inches. The snap to Beecher, ahead to Bianco. He's hit, he didn't get it. So Thiel holds, and they will take over on downs. Riley Shane was there again. Tyree Abrams helping out defensively. And Jack Sindlinger in there as well.
You know, the freshman center, Gage Blair, and the freshman right tackle, Ryan Merlau, discussing things as they come off the field. Not sure what the what the conversation was about, but clearly one of the two of them was not happy with the other.
2:58 to go. The Tomcats hold, and they take over on downs. They'll hand the football to Taylor Fink, and boy, he puts his head down as he gets out close to the right hash mark and puts a lick on the defenders. Dayton Snyder was there, and he comes up with 4 yards to get out to the 25-yard line. Case leading at 9-7, getting late in the third quarter now. I cannot get over this beautiful, warm fall afternoon. What a treat to be here watching this ball game. Case and Thiel in pack action this afternoon in Cleveland. Back to throw it. Radke downfield, man open. It's incomplete, looking for Tim Walker. And again, he sprinted out, got ahead of O'Donnell, but just could not catch up to that ball. Thrown well by Radke, but slightly overthrown.
You a golfer, Dave?
I do not. I know my limitations.
Fair enough. I got up with my dad this morning and teed off just before the sunrise.
Boy, what a day
9
for
holes. Man, it was just absolutely a beautiful sunrise this morning. And, I mean, for like 3 days this week, I don't think we even saw a cloud. Unbelievable.
Undeniably the best season of the year, especially here in the northern part of the country. 2:14 to go. Back to throw it. Nope, Radke will run it. He's hit from behind, spins down to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Boy, he was thrown down hard, and Radke pops right back up.
You know, you got to give him that. Even though he's at times looked a little raw, and at times he's looked very athletic, he's a tough kid. And it doesn't matter if he's been hit hard in the backfield or if he's, trying to invite contact on a hit. No matter what today, he has never really gotten up and kind of stumbled around. I think he's going to go over to the sideline now and try to work things out with his offense, because this is a tight game. It has been throughout, and Thiel's going to punt it away from deep in their own territory.
Well, he turned out to be about a half yard short, so they kick it away. Cronin wants the fair catch, makes it at the 34-yard line. So that will be a 36-yard kick with no return. Nicely done by Cody McClelland. And Case will take over with a 2-point lead, 1:24 to go. The big play of the second half, and really of the game so far, the Adam Hockman 35-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, and as we pointed out a couple times, set up by the big pass to Ethan Albers. It was not a big pass in the sense that Beecher threw it a long way. It was only maybe a 15-yard throw, but the whole near sideline opened up. If you didn't see the play, Albers caught the ball and ran for a good 20 yards before he was driven out.
It turned out to be a 34-yard pickup and led to the Hockman touchdown run. Beecher in trouble, throws it out to Secre, makes the catch on the screen pass, tackled right at the 40-yard line. Manny was lobbying for a face mask call, but no flag came out.
There's a reason why Sam Reeser, the senior, is one of the captains. What a block in the outside, not only to stay with his man, but turn him in and open up that lane for Secre to kind of move forward.
Running play straight up the middle. And I believe that was Manny again. Secret playing on a bothersome, a chronically injured right knee, but gutting through it. Seeing some significant playing time today with Bianco and Hockman in the backfield. Now 37 seconds left in the third quarter. Back to throw Beecher. He airs it down the near sideline for Lynch. Turning in midair, tried to make the grab, but it bounces off his hands and to the turf, incomplete.
I want to go back to Secret for a second. Obviously, it's easy to look at upperclassmen and say, you know, they've got experience and they've done things throughout their career to kind of build a resume for themselves. Manny Secret was a factor as a freshman. The kid made a big difference, you know, right from the get-go, and unfortunately has battled some injuries. But this is a guy that has some pretty impressive athletic ability, and you know, you don't want to play the what-if game and wonder what his career could have been like had he stayed on the field more. You just sort of enjoy when he's out there because he can make some special things happen.
Well, with 30 seconds left, a timeout taken here by Case. That will be their second timeout. They have just one remaining.
The wind has picked up a little bit, blowing from right to left. So, for what it's worth, Case could have punt into the wind here. They'll have the wind at their back in the fourth quarter. But again, I don't think the wind is too much of a factor. You got the buildings kind of high around the field. I mean, unless you get the ball really high in the air, it's not going to put too much of a difference into the ball.
Fourth down, 4th and 4 from the 41-yard line. Back to punt. This is Cannon. He gets it high in the air, angling to the near side, and it is going to go out of bounds. It looks like it's about at the 41-yard line. I think Case is going to get a favorable spot here. They mark it right at the 40. So that's where Thiel will take over after the Spartans had to punt it away. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. A 2-point ball game here at DeSanto Field. 22 seconds left. And Case burning that timeout, Brendan. I think that may be a factor down the stretch. Only one to work with now in the entire fourth quarter in a tight ball game. Defense back out on the field. Radke takes the snap, quickly fires it out. Caught by Ron Howard. Shakes a tackle, gets across the 50, and tripped up at the 49-yard line. Defensive coverage by Ryan Berg of the Spartans. After Howard, with a little shake and bake there, got some extra yardage after the catch. 9 seconds left in the quarter. It is a first down. And with now 2-1 and no seconds left in the third quarter, that brings us to the end of 3 quarters of play. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Case 48 for the Tomcats when we come back for the all-important fourth quarter. Your score after 3, Case Western Reserve 9, Thiel College 7. Back with the fourth after this timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
In search of an extraordinary dining experience where you're certain to enjoy the ambiance as well as the menu? Table 45 Restaurant and Bar is the award-winning mixed culture restaurant located at the Intercontinental Cleveland, offering cuisine from around the world created by accomplished local chef Zach Brule. Open every day, the atmosphere at Table 45 is relaxed yet inspiring with weekday chill-out happy hours, a behind-the-scenes chef's table, and outdoor dining on Patio 45. Call for more details or reservations at 216-707-4045 or visit us at tbl45.com or on Facebook.
Well, welcome back to DeSanto Field. There you see on our webcast the crane that is in place as they construct the new athletic physical fitness and wellness center adjacent here to DeSanto Field. Back to throw Radke as we get underway in the fourth quarter. First down, heaved downfield, and it's incomplete. Right at the 10-yard line. One-on-one coverage broken up back there by the Spartans. And they'll be looking at a second down and 10 coming up. Trying to see who is there defensively, Brendan, in the bright sunlight. Looks like it was
I was
Owen
gonna
Williams.
say, I think it was Owen Williams that was out there. He's got to be careful because he never really turned and looked back for the ball. And if you don't look back at the ball and you create some contact that can kind of alter the play, that makes it easier to get pass interference called against you.
Tomcats were lobbying for that flag. It did not come out. 2nd down and 10. They'll hand it to Fink. Up the right side along the hash marks. And he is hit and knocked down by Jordan Esteban. But a nice run. And he gets out across the Case 40 down to the 39-yard line. They need to get to the 38. So it's going to be 3rd and 1.
Well, I think the Thiel Tomcats have to get back to their identity. They've got to run the football. They have to continue to feed Taylor Fink because he's been effective when he's touched it, but they're going to have to do it when running right. I'll explain that in a minute.
Fink right now under 30 yards on the day. Radke will throw it, intended for Ron Howard. A little quick out on the left hash mark, but it's incomplete. They're looking at a 4th and 1.
I really don't like to pick on guys in particular, but the left tackle, Gary Heiner, I mean, he is very clearly not 100% healthy right now. He's hobbling all over the place. Every time he runs off the field, he's favoring his left leg, and he's really getting beat off the line of scrimmage. The Spartans, doesn't matter which way the Thiel's going, they're really beating him.
Well, they're going to go for it with a wacky formation. They will feed the football on the direct snap to Rich Smallwood, and he runs for the 1st down. They had the entire formation off to the left of the football, and they snapped it back to Smallwood. He runs straight ahead for a 1st down and gets to the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Well, you mentioned opening the playbook, and there you go.
Yeah, no kidding. Haven't seen that all day or anything close to it.
4th down conversion. The drive continues for Thiel. Case leading at 9-7. They'll hand it to Fink. He's wrapped up as he gets back close to the line of scrimmage. Knocking him down on the play was Tyler Hamilton, the junior defensive end for the Spartans. Tyler out of Wyandotte, Michigan. Loss of 1, 2nd down and 11. 3rd quarter stats. Thiel, 169 yards of total offense. Case, 154. 2nd and 11 from the Spartans' 34. Case leading it by 2. Back to throw Radke. He'll go deep downfield, right side, looking for Watkins. And it is incomplete, but a flag comes out. Case with 2 defenders back there. And it looks like a pass interference call is going to come against the Spartans. Now back there defensively, the Spartans had Nick Kwan.
If I'm not mistaken, they had a number 44 out there as well, or was that just 41?
I believe that was 41.
Okay,
I thought
the
same exact thing.
I'm looking down at my roster. I'm thinking, I don't see a 44.
There is no 44.
Yeah, okay.
Jordan Esteban back there as well. I'm not sure which guy got tagged with the pass interference. I believe it was Kwan, but I'm speculating there. It's a pass interference. They were looking for Walker in the end zone. 1st and 10. The football moved ahead now to the 19-yard line. They are in the red zone. 9-7 Case. 4th quarter, 13 minutes to go, and a pick. Case has it. The pick off by Esteban. Down to the other end of the field, to the 40, to the 30, angling to the middle of the field. Now out to the right hash mark across the 20 to the 15 and tackled. Jordan Esteban with the interception, stepped right in the passing lane, runs it all the way back into Thiel territory.
Well, the quarterback, Ryan Radke, was the only reason that ball wasn't housed. First turnover for either team in the second half. And right as it looks like Thiel is in position to at least kick a field goal and take the lead, one play and the field totally flips. And now the Spartans could put a dagger on the board if they could find a way to get in the end zone.
So Esteban with the huge return will get the yardage on the interception return, hopefully. But from the 15 approximately all the way down to the Thiel 12-yard line. 1st and 10, Case after the turnover. Beecher has the football. He'll wing it to the end zone, wide open. Catch and a touchdown. Zach Medved, the tight end, grabs the touchdown pass from Beecher. A 12-yard scoring strike for the Spartans. They extend the lead now 15-7 with 12:50 to go in the fourth quarter.
Two biggest plays of the game, a 72-yard interception return and then a 12-yard touchdown pass. And that has totally swung the game back in Case's favor. Even though they were playing with the lead, it kind of felt like they were playing on their heels a little bit.
Well, a flag down on the extra point attempt. And we'll see what this is all about. The Spartans have extended the lead with the touchdown pass from Beecher to Zach Medved. Medved with his first touchdown catch of the year. And Billy Beecher with touchdown number 5. I'm not sure what's being sorted out down there, Brendan.
I think they said there was an illegal shift on the offensive line.
So Bavaro will have to back up. He'll kick this one from the 15, where Tasker will hold it. Long snapper is Mike Valeriano. The kick is up, and it is good, as that one is booted through by Bavaro. That makes it a 9-point lead. 12:50 to go, fourth quarter. Your score, Case 16, Thiel 7. Back with more from DeSanto Field after this timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Experience style and sophistication at the revitalized Cleveland Marriott downtown at Key Center. An ideal location for meetings and gatherings of any size, Cleveland Marriott offers stunning views of Lake Erie and the breathtaking city skyline. Newly renovated, this 25-story Cleveland hotel boasts 400 guest rooms with sleek furnishings, an indoor pool, and fitness center. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N.
Well, the Spartans with a 9-point lead with 12:50 to go here in the fourth quarter, and this one far from over. But Case with a little breathing room now after the interception return by Jordan Esteban of 72 yards and the subsequent 12-yard touchdown pass by Billy Beecher to Zach Medved. For Jordan Esteban, it was his first pick of the year. Waiting on the kickoff, and here it goes. Bavaro kicks it all the way back to the 2-yard line. It's brought out of there by Chris Jones. Jones across the field, east to west, moving out to the left side, out across the numbers, and tackled as he gets across the 20-yard line. So did not turn it upfield. About a 20-yard return, out close to the 23-yard line. That's where the Tomcats will take over. And of course, we get the updated stats here. The Zach Medved 12-yard touchdown pass completed by Billy Beecher. So a 1-yard or a one-play touchdown drive after the long interception return. Radke will throw it. It's caught by Walker. Out on the right side, gets outside the numbers across the 30, 35, and out of bounds at the 36-yard line. A 14-yard pass play.
Take a look around the Division III landscape here around D3Football.com on their scoreboard. Number 4 Wesley is hammering Southern Virginia at the start of the fourth, 47-7. Number 10 St. Thomas trailing against St. John's 14-7. That game is in the late second quarter. Halftime, Hobart shutting out Merchant Marine right now, 35-0. Hobart was a deep running playoff team last year. Wabash is handing it to Allegheny as well, 42-0 late second quarter.
Now Ron Howard catches a quick screen out near the 40-yard line, steps out of bounds. A 4-yard pickup, 2nd down and 6.
Of course, there's a big game here in Cleveland tonight, not too far from here. The crosstown rivalry between Ohio Athletic Conference foes, 8th-ranked John Carroll and the Baldwin-Wallace Yellow Jackets. John Carroll's campus only 5 miles away from Case. In fact, Case and John Carroll women's soccer just squared off last night, finished in a scoreless draw over at John Carroll.
Case and John Carroll played a couple of times over the past recent seasons. This pass up the middle, and it is juggled and caught by Mike McLaughlin, despite Scott Surin being on his back. And it's good for a 1st down into Spartans territory at the 49-yard line.
Of course, a John Carroll connection here at Case. Head coach Greg Debelak, a John Carroll University alum.
Well, Greg was hearkening back this week to when he was at John Carroll playing Thiel College. Almost every year.
That had to be what, the late 80s?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
11:07 to go in the 4th quarter. Case 16, Thiel 7. Radke will run it. Breaks outside of the numbers on the right. Across the 45, down close to the 41. Finally wrapped up there by Owen Williams. But close to a 1st down run by Radke, and he is still doing his thing out there.
Well, and a great job of protecting the football, because Owen Williams saw it kind of carelessly out to the right-hand side, not really tucked in. Williams sort of went for the strip, and as he was starting to go to the ground, you could see Radke take that free hand and put it over top of the ball as he fell forward. Did a nice job of making sure he didn't turn it over.
Well, a 1st down run for the quarterback, Ryan Radke. And he's in the backfield now. Shotgun snap coming. There it is. Radke back to throw it. Goes up top, left side, deep downfield, and it is caught. Caught and out of bounds by Tim Walker. And that time he dropped it right into his waiting arms on the run, right in stride. Fine throw, and an even better catch by Walker, who was contending with the defensive coverage of Dan Cronin.
Well, both teams took a bit of a risk. Case gambled by bringing at least 2 more defensive players than the offensive line could handle. Tyler Hamilton really whacked Radke as he released the ball, but his home run pass for the first time today finally connected.
1st and goal. Make it 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Radke looks to throw it. Pump fake, still gets rid of it. Pass caught, touchdown. Right inside the pylon. He fired it at close range to Rich Smallwood, who makes the catch for a Tomcat touchdown. And that makes it 16-13 with the extra point coming up.
And for the first time all day, at least that I can remember, Everett DeShong in the ball game and had Radke wrapped up on the near sideline. And Radke, with a very athletic play, got it out before he was ripped to the ground and stayed with the play just long enough.
Here is the snap, the kick, and it is no good. The kick, no good. And they will settle for 6. And it is a 3-point ball game. That is a huge miss on the extra point. 16-13 Case. Spartans football when we come back after this 30-second timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Experience style and sophistication at the revitalized Cleveland Marriott downtown at Key Center. An ideal location for meetings and gatherings of any size, Cleveland Marriott offers stunning views of Lake Erie and the breathtaking city skyline. Newly renovated, this 25-story Cleveland hotel boasts 400 guest rooms with sleek furnishings, an indoor pool, and fitness center. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N. I got to get over there at some point. Yeah, tell me how it is.
Case and Thiel locked in a good one here at DeSanto Field. 9:48 to go. We're in the 4th quarter, 16-13. The Tomcats score on the touchdown pass from Radke to Smallwood. I don't believe Radke's feet were on the ground when he threw that ball.
If they were, maybe just his toes.
Low kick and a funny bounce. And Case finally able to wrap it up. Adam Hockman is the one who came in and made the short hop pickup. And Case will take over. That football is going to be marked at the 23-yard line. So they start deep in their own territory. That was an unusual kick.
Yeah, it was, and it kind of made you hold your breath for a second, because if Thiel hops on it, that's their ball. Right. I don't know why Hockman didn't hop on it quicker.
So Smallwood gets the 3-yard pass, completing a 6-play, 78-yard drive that took up 2:52 of the fourth quarter. They'll swing it out to Bianco, loses the football, but it goes out of bounds. He was near the sideline when that football came loose. And it goes out of bounds at the 26-yard line. It's going to end up being a gain of 3. Thiel now, Brendan, 261 yards of total offense. Case 166.
Yeah, and it's been fairly balanced for the Tomcats. Obviously, they've had more through the air, but in the second half, they've tried to kind of work that run in certainly more frequently, and I think they've done a better job of it.
2nd down and 7. From the Case 26-yard line, they lead it by 3. The screen pass for Lynch is incomplete. And again, aiming for the sideline. 9:19 to go. Case does have only 1 timeout left. Thiel has all 3 of their allotted timeouts to use at their discretion during this balance of the fourth quarter. Case leading at 16-13. Billy Beecher from the shotgun. 2 running backs in the backfield on either side. Takes the snap, and he's rushed out of the pocket. He's in trouble. Gets rid of it. That's Secret making the catch. 35 to the 40. Outside the numbers to the 45 and out of bounds.
Great job by Beecher to not totally lose his composure after a bad snap. The ball on the fly barely got to his feet, and he felt pressure immediately coming. He rolled outside the pocket and never lost sight of Secret, his little outlet, and it turned into a big gain.
All the way out to the 44-yard line, a pickup of 18. They'll go to Bianco up the middle, spinning through traffic, and gets out close to the 48-yard line. That's a pickup of 4. And how he tiptoed through there, who knows? But made something out of it. And it's 2nd down and 6. And right now, Case wants to keep that clock moving. A 3-point lead, 8.5 minutes to go. We're in the fourth quarter at DeSanto Field. Great to have you with us for coverage of college football here on case.edu. Beecher with a long look over at the sideline. Formation shifts over to Beecher's right. Couple of running backs in there. They'll pitch it out to Bianco on the outside edge. Outside the numbers, hit at the 45-yard line, but looks like he has the first down. Knocking him down was Wes Schmidt. But it looks like Bianco got the first down. They moved the chains. A pickup of 6. Case has a 1st and 10.
Well, offense was at a premium all first half. Finally here, the last maybe 10 minutes of game time, both of these teams have kind of started to piece it together a little bit. Should make for an exciting finish.
Well, a 3-point lead for Case right now. That missed extra point really could factor into this game. Flags on the snap.
No, both teams have missed one.
Illegal procedure against Case. And so they will mark this off. 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15 from the midfield stripe. Case looking for their 2nd win. They are 1-1 following a loss last week on the road. Back here to DeSanto Field this week against Thiel. Tomcats are 1-2. Here's the snap back to Beecher. We'll put it into the hands of Bianco. Anthony Bianco heads back to the 47. Pickup of 3. A long 2nd down coming up. 2nd and 12. Case will be at home next week against Bethany College, and that'll be a 6 o'clock evening game next week. Greg Debelak loves playing under the lights here at DeSanto Field.
Well, they had a lot of success in week 1 doing it against the Tartans of Carnegie Mellon.
Yeah, 30 points with the lights on this year. I guess.
And he hasn't given up any yet.
2nd and 12. They'll just flip on the lights right now.
They might as well.
Flag comes out. Beecher dumps a screen pass off. It's caught by Delaney, the tight end, out across the 40 to the 35 and out of bounds near the 31-yard line. This one may be coming back. Greg Debelak looking out eagerly to see what the officials might have in mind. Let's see what we've got from Ken Johnson, the referee. Another procedure penalty against Case. And this one will be marked back to the 48-yard line of Case. So they're back in their own territory right now. Well, the one thing about this, Brendan, is that time keeps slipping off the clock.
Yeah, and for the Spartans, no worries there. Just keep on ticking further and further. If they can keep this drive going, they'd put themselves in a great spot.
It's the old Steve Miller song. Time keeps on slipping into the future. All right, 16-13 Case. It is now a 2nd and 17. Beecher to throw it. Middle of the field, caught. Delaney drops the football, gets it back, and now they're going to just say the whole thing's incomplete. Boy, Delaney had it for a moment, popped out. He got it back as he hit the turf, but an incomplete pass. They say he never had full control. Boy, if we had a replay, I'd like to see that one. Looked like he had it.
You know, I kind of agree with you. I think the Spartans may have gotten away with one there.
So here we go, a 3rd and 17 following the incomplete pass. The 48-yard line. By the way, the Buffalo Wild Wings spread proving to be very popular today.
Phenomenal.
Our executive producer keeps going back to those potato wedges. Beecher in trouble in the pocket, now trying to scramble, breaks a couple of tackles, flag comes out, he heaves it downfield, and it is caught. Caught on the far side by the Spartans, but a holding penalty coming up against Case.
Boy, how many times have we said it today? How many untimely, costly penalties have negated nice plays? This one will now set up a 3rd and fairly long once it's marked off.
I believe Lynch was the man who caught the ball.
And what an athletic catch, by the way.
Incredible catch along the sideline, but it's all negated by a holding penalty as they were trying to help out Beecher, who just kept that play alive with his legs. And Case is really going the wrong way on this drive. A 3rd down now, and 38 yards to go. 3rd and 38. 16-13 Case. Case now deep in their own territory compared to where they were. 38-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Beecher standing in the pocket, has some contact, backs up. Now he's in trouble, spins away, still has some time. He's back near his own 20 now, directing traffic. There goes the pass into quadruple coverage, and it's incomplete and out of bounds. And Case should be looking at a 4th and 38.
4th and 28 from the 38.
4th and 28 from the 38. Thank you, Brendan.
Sure.
I was looking at the ball on line,
yeah.
But still a
country mile where I
long
come
way
from.
to go.
I don't think they're going to run a fake punt here. What do you think?
I think they will have Cannon punt this one away. The punt returner, Chris Jones, is back standing at about his own 25-yard line. Here is the kick. It's a low-line drive. Caught by Jones just outside the 30. Breaks out to the outside. Is grabbed and tripped up at about the 31-yard line.
He was tackled only a couple of yards further from where Case needed to get for a 1st down, just to kind of paint the picture quite literally how far away they were.
Yeah, it was 27 to go. The football was on the 38-yard line. So Case did definitely go the wrong direction, and they give it up to Thiel with 5:34 to go. So really it's in the hands of the defense right now.
It is, and if you're Thiel, no rush. Just little chunks at a time. Work your way up the field.
Keep in mind, they have all 3 of their timeouts. Radke, always a dangerous customer. He'll run it. Far sideline, gets across the 40, and out of bounds it goes. And boy, Tim Walker, I think, took a shot at the sideline, and it's going to be a late hit, I think, coming up for Case. Personal foul call against the Spartans. And this will move it ahead 15 yards at the spot of the foul after a nice run by Radke. Boy, somebody came from behind there and knocked Walker for a loop after Radke had stepped out of bounds already.
Well, we'll see how costly that penalty proves to be, and you're going to see Everett DeShong come back on the field defensively. Greg Dabalak knows he needs his leader out there right now.
So DeShong has played sparingly here in the second half after sitting out last week with a concussion. Here's the snap back to Radke. He's going to run for it. Out to the outside on the right, across the numbers, and he stays in bounds as he is tripped up and tackled. Case there defensively. Tim Breyercheck, who had 8 tackles a week ago to lead the Spartans, he was able to trip up Radke after a 3-yard pickup, and the football is now at the 42-yard line. 4:40 to go and counting here in the fourth quarter. Case 16, Thiel 13. Pass out to the right intended for Walker is incomplete.
Well, here's an interesting question. Because Case only has 1 timeout left, Thiel's got all 3. Is this 4-down territory, do you think, for Thiel?
I would think it has to be 4-down territory, particularly with Radke's ability to scramble. I do not think they would punt it away, but their defense has been very stout today. They could pin Case back. That might sway Kurt Reiser's decision. Right now, 3rd and 7. Back to throw Radke. Dumps it off, pass batted down, and incomplete.
Nicely done by Dayton Snyder. Never gave up on the play, despite being the guy that was trailing the initial rush. Snyder just kept his paws up in the air.
Well, 4th and 7, your question, Brennan, about to be answered.
Well, this is a huge play in this ball game. If Thiel can convert, they still got a shot. If Case comes up with a 4th down stop, they're in great field position with time on their side.
They will go for it. Radke is going to stand deep in the shotgun at midfield. He takes the snap, looks downfield on 4th and 7. Finds Walker with the pass. It's caught for a first down across the 30, 25 to the 20. Still in bounds to the 15 before he's wrestled down.
Wow, what a play.
27 yards on the pass play from Radke to Tim Walker.
You know, that's not a backbreaker for Case, but the body language of the defense right now with a lot of guys, hands on their hips, you just sort of get the sense that they feel like they're reeling a little bit. Somebody's got to come up with a big play.
4:04 to go, clock moves again. 1st and 10 from the Case 15. Thiel in the red zone, trailing by 3. Radke back to throw. He's looking downfield. Chased out of the pocket. He's on the dead run now at the numbers, and he is tackled by Everett DeShong.
And there's the presence that Case has missed from him literally all game until lately. He made the D3Football.com National Team of the Week after a fantastic performance in Week 1 against Carnegie Mellon, and obviously playing today very sparingly after suffering a mild concussion last week. DeShong with a huge sack there. You know, right after I said somebody's got to come up with a play, Everett DeShong answers the call with a 4-yard sack. I believe that's his 3rd sack of the season.
Well, right on cue, he chased Radke down from behind and tackled him at the 19-yard line. So a 4-yard loss. Timeout taken by Thiel with 3:44 to go here in the fourth quarter as we head down the home stretch here at Case.
Well, again, back to your point, both teams have missed an extra point here. You know, you can't really look at it from the Case perspective because Thiel's got the ball. Their missed extra point. Right now, it's the difference between kicking a field goal that could tie the game late versus go for a win. They are inside the red zone.
Well, right now, Case comes back out defensively, scanning the linebacking core. DeShong is still in there. So his contributions today have been limited but crucial. 2nd and 14 from the 19-yard line. Thiel still very much in striking position. Radke to throw. Goes to the left, and the pass is incomplete and out of bounds. Diving catch over there by Walker, but incomplete.
Well, now you're 100% committed to this drive. You're definitely in 4-down territory. So the fact that it's 3rd and 14, you got 2 plays to get 14 yards. It's going to be an interesting play call here. I think they've got to go back through the air, but a safe pass play. They can't afford to not pick up anything.
Well, that one was to the far wide side of the field. He threw that ball a long way. It was incomplete. Here's the snap back to Radke on 3rd and 14. Goes to the near side this time. It's caught by Ron Howard across the 10, down to the 8. Ball came loose. And now they're going to say it was down. Case grabbed the football quickly. Scott Surin was there to jump on it, but they say that Howard was down. It's a 4th down now and about 4. They'll say 4th and 3. The football is at the 8-yard line. That was a huge completion to Ron Howard.
Well, yeah, it picked up 12 yards, so now it's not 4th down territory. You can kick a field goal here. Thiel without a lot of confidence in their kicking game from beyond 35, but from here, this is just further than an extra point.
A 25-yard attempt for John Finnick. There's the snap, there's the hold, the kick is up, and it is good, and this game is tied. Finnick's 2nd of the year, and he ties it up with 2:54 to go in the 4th quarter. 16-16. Case football when we come back after this 30-second timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Experience style and sophistication at the revitalized Cleveland Marriott downtown at Key Center. An ideal location for meetings and gatherings of any size, Cleveland Marriott offers stunning views of Lake Erie and the breathtaking city skyline. Newly renovated, this 25-story Cleveland hotel boasts 400 guest rooms with sleek furnishings, an indoor pool, and fitness center. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N.
Well, the scoreboard tells you all you need to know. What a game today. 16-16, 2:54 to go. And we're in the 4th quarter. Case is going to get the football back. They have 1 timeout left. Thiel has 2. And right now, Brendan, not that it isn't always, but taking care of the football is critical.
Well, easy to point that out on a day where there's been 7 turnovers, but second half has been much better. Only 1 of those 7 here in the second half.
Turnover led directly to Thiel's first touchdown of the day. Kickoff goes behind the 20. Brought back out by the Spartans across the 30, the 35, out across the 38-yard line. And that was brought back by Brendan Lynch. And a nice return. And Case gets out to the 39-yard line. They'll mark it back a little bit, I think. Back to the 38. 1st and 10 Case. They have 2 minutes and 47 seconds to work with to try to get either a touchdown or into Nick Bavaro field goal range. He has already kicked a 37-yarder this afternoon. So away we go now.
That was Nick Bavaro's career-long field goal as well.
Beecher takes the snap, first play of the drive. Swings it out, pass caught out there. 45, 50, 45, 40, and out of bounds at the 40-yard line in Thiel territory as they swing it out immediately to the right side, and it was hauled in by Luke DiFrancesco. So DiFrancesco with his longest reception yardage-wise of the day. In fact, that's his 3rd catch. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Here's Beecher running it to the 30, down to the 25, and tackled near the 25-yard line. A scamper of 15 yards by the Case QB.
Well, and suddenly the Spartans, as if they weren't right after the kickoff return, now they are as much in the driver's seat as ever. Clock continues to tick down, and you are knocking on the door here offensively. Only need a score of any kind to come up with a win.
So the long pass play to DiFrancesco, then the run by Beecher. Right now Bianco is the lone man in the backfield. 3 receivers set. Beecher has it. They'll go to Bianco. He'll stay middle of the field in between the hash marks. And is knocked down as he crosses over the 25-yard line. 1:44 to go.
Well, this is that weird spot, too, where you want to make sure that you're using the right amount of clock, but you don't want to use too little. You know, if they were to throw a pass here on 2nd and 8, because they do got to pick up a few more yards to actually really get comfortable for Bavaro. You don't want to stop the clock and then get yourself in kind of a precarious situation.
As of right now, it would be a 40-yard field goal. Beecher with Bianco to his left. He takes the snap, drops to throw, guns it downfield, pass caught, and it's going to go in for a touchdown, Spartans. That's DiFrancesco again making the catch, extending his body across the goal line. Spartans score with 1:08 to go in the 4th quarter.
What a quick strike. Just about a minute and 30 seconds after they give up the game-tying field goal. It was like a 4-play drive. Kick return, run, pass, touchdown.
I believe it'll go down as a 62-yard drive. Here's the snap and the PAT. It is up and it is good. The Spartans come back with a vengeance. March down the field. They punch it in for a 23-16 lead with 1:08 to go in the football game. We'll have more from DeSanto Field after this 30-second timeout on the Spartans Broadcasting Network.
Experience style and sophistication at the revitalized Cleveland Marriott downtown at Key Center. An ideal location for meetings and gatherings of any size, Cleveland Marriott offers stunning views of Lake Erie and the breathtaking city skyline. Newly renovated, this 25-story Cleveland hotel boasts 400 guest rooms with sleek furnishings, an indoor pool, and fitness center. Book your special Case Western Reserve rate by visiting us at clevelandmarriottdowntown.com and entering promotional code C0N.
Well, 68 fateful seconds to go. Case has taken the lead on a 23-yard touchdown pass from Billy Beecher to Luke DiFrancesco. Kickoff goes back to the 5, brought back by the Tomcats' Brandon Wolf. And he runs into a wall as he crosses over the 20-yard line, is knocked down at about the 22-yard line. DiFrancesco, the freshman wideout out of Bishop McCourt High School in Johnstown, PA. What a job.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can play this. And certainly one of them is to kind of go into a prevent defense. I would be a little bit more willing here to put some pressure on Radke. Make him make a young mistake.
He is deep in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, sidesteps through some pressure, runs up the middle. Now he's still on his feet. Out near the sideline and out of bounds, scrambling out to the 37-yard line. A pickup of 14. They have 2 timeouts, but getting out of bounds prevents the need to use one of them.
This is a mad dash to the finish after a game that had like no offense the whole first half.
7-point lead for Case. Downfield it goes, across the field, caught over there by Walker and pushed out of bounds by Jordan Esteban, just short of midfield. That's good for another first down. It goes for 11, all the way out to the 48-yard line. They're picking up yardage in clumps. Case leading it 23-16. Radke back to throw it. Looking downfield, chased down to the pocket. There he goes with some running room across the 45 to the 40 and knocked out of bounds by the Spartans. Last man to touch him was Tim Breyercheck.
Briarcheck was playing about 15 or 17 yards off the line of scrimmage as he dropped into coverage. They only brought a 4-man rush, and Briarcheck was just trying to sit underneath. He's got to come up and keep Radke from having all that running room.
Oh, he had a lot of space to work with. Radke will throw it from a stationary position, and it's incomplete out in the flat, intended for Ron Howard. We have 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 10. Case with a 7-point lead. Thiel with the football. What a game today here at DeSanto Field. The snap back to Radke on 2nd and 10. Spins away, gets loose, fires it downfield. Pass intercepted. Case with the interception. Scott Surin picks it off. That should do it. The junior with the interception. Radke is hurt as he is being helped to his feet. Greg Debelak over there assisting, and Radke is hurting. That seals it for Case with 27 seconds left to go. 2 INTs today. One by Esteban, this one by Surin. And just seeing Radke being helped off the field today, Brendan, is heartbreaking.
Well, it certainly is, because he's played a good ball game. Case finishes the game with 4 interceptions, which negates the fact that they also turned it over 4 times. How about that? The turnover margin is going to be even in a game that was dominated by defense in the first half. The Spartans come up with the biggest defensive play of them all right at the end of the game, and they're going to walk out of here and kind of feel like they escape with a 23-16 win.
It does not look like Thiel is going to use the timeout to stop the clock, and the handshakes will begin. Scott Surin's interception seals it on Thiel's final play of the afternoon, and the Spartans pick up a very hard-fought, competitive 23-16 victory over the Thiel Tomcats in pack play today at DeSanto Field. The Spartans improve to 2-1.